It's so hot and I'm sweating. My clothes are clinging to me. However, that may help me out with the viewership from the ladies out there. I don't know. We'll check the analytics. In this video right here, I'm going to show you the proper and correct way to prep for any Bob Ross tutorial you want to follow along to here on YouTube. This is a must-see. The biggest problem with most new artists that want to paint like Bob Ross is you're not building off the correct and strong foundations of where you need to start before you really move into painting. This video right here is going to correct that. It's going to give you the strong foundation by showing you the correct way to set up your canvas, your painting supplies, so that way when you start your Bob Ross tutorial, everything's just going to be so much better from here on out. So here we go. Hey, my name's Wild and I'm here to make you bigger and better. Real quick, we unlocked channel memberships where you can help support this channel monetarily. For as low as $1 a month, you help support this channel, which makes me continue to pump out awesome content to make you a bigger and better creative artist. And I love doing that. Thank you to all the people that have joined, and thank you to the people that will join. Now, let's get on to our video. Also, this video is going to be interesting because it's 95 degrees and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a lot of glisten on my face. Ladies love it. I hope. Like I said, prep is one of the most important steps that gets overlooked in a Bob Ross tutorial. And we're not going to do that here. We're going to start strong with it. And the first prep step I want you to take is find any Bob Ross YouTube tutorial that you like. They're all fantastic, but do something that really excites you. When you find the video that you like, I want you to go pretty much all the way to the end of the timeline of the video till you see the final result, and then I want you to screen grab it or print screen it, so that way you have a reference photo. Too many times when you're painting along with Bob, you don't understand where he's taken the painting or why he's doing a certain step. When you have a reference photo, it really fills in the gap and you understand where he's taking you through the actual step-by-step of the painting. Trust me, having a reference photo is awesome. And real quick, when it comes to a reference photo, you can put it on your iPad so it's close to your easel or on your computer screen. Or if you don't have anything like that, I recommend you can actually print it out on a piece of paper. Even if it's low res, it'll help you out because it's going to give you the basic shape and design and elements to really help you with the painting. Prep step number 2 is I want you to start using gesso on your canvas. But more specifically, I want you to start using gray gesso. Take your white gesso and literally just add a drop or two of black to make a very light gray. And all I do is just mix it on a paper plate and apply it to my canvas with a sponge brush. You want a nice layer of gesso on your canvas for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is when you apply your liquid white on top of it, after it's done drying by the way, it's gonna show you a lot of places that you have missed or that are too sparse and don't have any liquid white on it, which means your color's not gonna blend properly. We don't want that. We want a nice smooth coat that's thin across your entire canvas. It's also gonna show you if you have too many big blobs in one spot. So it really helps on the too sparse side and on the too thick side. We want a nice even coating across the entire thing. Reason number 2 is you're probably gonna go with the cheapest canvases you can find at the beginning. And trust me, that's perfectly fine. Anything that fits your wallet and budget is a-okay with me. In fact, look at the canvas I'm using right here. It's dirty, it's got marks on it, and it even has dents. I don't care. But when you use a cheaper canvas, it generally acts like a sponge and soaks in all the oil and color, not allowing you to create beautiful gradients and mix colors naturally on the canvas. The gesso is going to help seal that canvas material, allowing your colors to blend naturally, which is what we want. Now I know what you're thinking. What if you don't have gesso? Can you use acrylic? Yeah, you can. White acrylic with a drop or two of black acrylic will work fantastic on your canvas. I do prefer you use gesso because it actually has a little bit of grip material in it that's going to help when you have to do things like paint breaks or you want paint to come off your paintbrush. If you want to learn more about it, you can check out this video right in the top corner. When it comes to making sure you have the correct amount of liquid white on your canvas, you need to finger your canvas. I know, total adult thing to say. Take your 4 fingers and just touch in the 4 zones. And at the end of your fingertips should represent fingerprints, just like on a crime show that you see. If you have just a little bit on there, that is perfect and exactly what you want. If you have big blobs on the end of your fingertips, take a paper towel and rub some off, or just work it in even harder with your paint brush. Fingering, I'm so mature on this channel. A prep step that's really gonna help you out is indicating where your horizon line is. use that reference photo and use painter's tape or masking tape. What I really like to do is I just take a little piece of tape here and I will just figure out where my horizon line should be, and I will just mark it off here so I have a visual indicator. Now my mountain should go no lower than this imaginary line here. And the reason that's important is when you start painting, you kind of forget everything about the painting when you're following with Bob. You're gonna bring your sky way too far down, and more importantly, you're probably gonna bring your mountains way too far down, which means everything's gonna get scrunched up, and we don't want that. Using this little indicator line is really gonna help you visualize where that background element should stop. Since we're talking about the horizon line and background, I wanna talk to you about something that I got from another fantastic YouTube artist named Frank Clark. Gonna put his information down below, give him a nice follow. But he likes to talk about having some more fun. And what that means is have is the horizon, some is the sky, more is the midground, and fun is the foreground. He wants you to think about these elements before you even start painting. Look at that reference photo and think about where your horizon line should be. Hey, we indicated it with this nice piece of tape. Where your sky should start and stop, where your middle ground should start and stop, and where your foreground should start and stop. If you can think about these elements before your paintbrush even hits the canvas, you're really gonna have a better balanced picture. The problem a lot of people have when they do a YouTube tutorial with Bob Ross is they make everything too big, like we said earlier. The sky is gonna be too big, then your mountains are gonna be too big, and then you have this little itty bitty sliver of canvas for your midground and foreground, which means it's not gonna be balanced and you're gonna be upset. So think about the elements even before your paint and paintbrush touch this canvas. If you really want to have a successful artwork when you're following along with Bob Ross, you really need to stay focused, which means you need to be organized before you even start. You want to make sure you have your colors, your paint brushes, and your paint tools all well organized and with arm's reach of your canvas. Don't forget about your cleaning supplies as well. Paper towels, paint thinner, and your beater rack are things that you should also have within arm's reach. The point I want to make here is if you can take out all of the distractions, which means not getting up and walking away from your painting station, you're really gonna stay more focused and you're gonna be in the zone and you're gonna be more motivated. If you get up a lot to get things that you misplaced or they're way over there or way over there, you're really breaking your creative process. Get organized, get your drink, open up a bottle of wine, crank up a little bit of music, feel the flow, and work your soul into the canvas. When you do that, it's gonna be a much more enjoyable experience, and trust me, the results will show on the canvas. Now, when it comes to your paints and your painting, Bob Ross always goes over the colors that you're gonna need for that tutorial, which is nice, but I don't recommend you squirt out your colors onto your mixing palette or whatever you're using to mix your colors. What I recommend is wait till you actually need them. When you're starting off with your painting tutorials, you know, oil paint costs a lot of money. I don't have money growing on trees. YouTube isn't really bringing in the big bucks just yet. We'll get there. Would love to be a sellout. Love to be a sellout. Anywho, oil costs a lot of money. Art in general does. So what I recommend is when you get to the color that is recommended or needed, then squirt it out onto your mixing palette, because that way you can judge if you're gonna need it or not. A lot of new painters don't know how to save or store the excess paint that they have on their mixing palette, and it's not fun. So use as much as you need as you go, and wait till the color is necessary before you squirt it out of the tube. Since we're talking about colors really quick, if you're brand new to painting, you've never really squirted anything out of tubes, I really recommend taking a look at a video up here that shows you the proper way to knead your tube, because you get all the pigment and oil mixed up. So that way you don't have this big old oil bloop coming out, which is not gonna work well on your painting. Bloop was the perfect word for that, and I wish I would have thought of that sooner. Bloop. Oh man, I'm starting to get really hot up in here, but we will sally forth because it's important. The next prep step is all about safety. I want to rant here and talk to you in full honesty for a moment. I want you to be as safe as possible during your creative adventures, because I want you doing it for the long haul, which means you got to take precautions. Wear gloves. Every artist out there should wear gloves. Get yourself a cheap box of nitrile or latex gloves that you can get at your local drugstore or on Amazon for fairly cheap. The reason this is important is as art has evolved, so has art products. And some things are less toxic, but some products are still toxic that you may be using. And at the very least, they may irritate your skin, your mouth, your nose, or your eyes. So let's take as many precautions as we can. Now let's come back to this in just a second, because I also want you to protect your clothing and your possessions. I cannot begin to tell you how many shirts and pair of pants I have ruined. Many on these very YouTube tutorials here. Now, if you're an artist out there that loves to use a mixing palette, if you're a man or woman that has loose clothing, you'd be surprised at how many times that falls into your mixing palette with your sleeves or the bottom of your shirt. If you're a well-endowed lady out there, first of all, congratulations. Be cautious of when you mix paint and then hold it close to your chest. I've had many friends have a boob push right into the color and ruin their shirt. I mean, it makes some very avant-garde art on the mixing palette, but still not worth the loss of that shirt. If you're a man out there that's got a long beard, be careful of how close you get to your canvas, because that sucker can shoot right out and touch it and you won't even know. You got long hair for a man or woman, recommend putting in a ponytail and tucking it down into your shirt so again, it doesn't fall into your canvas or down onto your mixing palette. I want you to be as safe as possible. Let's go back to the safety really quick about things that can irritate your skin. Most painting mediums out there require some type of thinner or mediums. A lot of these aren't as safe as you may think. A lot of them have gotten safer, but still breathing them in and all the vapors are bad for you. When you're not using them, please seal them. Or at the very least, what I like to do is I like to throw a towel on top of them and put a rubber band on one side so I can flip it up and then flip down for when I have to get quick and easy access. You know, try to take every precaution you can, because I want you to be safe. And it's very important that you think about this, because you're probably gonna do tons and tons of paintings, because doing a creative outlet is addicting. Trust me, I know. Look at all the art and all the supplies behind me. Rant done, moving on. While safety is probably the utmost important step through the prepping process of you getting started for your follow along tutorial with Bob Ross, another one that I think even outweighs that a little bit is have some fun, smile, laugh. Pop open a bottle of wine or get a little shot of whiskey and drink along, laugh, paint with your friends. You'd be so surprised how much fun it is when you paint with a partner or a group of people. You laugh, it gets addicting, you play along with everybody and you see what they're doing, and it's so much more fun. If you can learn to relax and unwind and just cut out all of the in your life, from your work life or your personal life, and just zone into this beautiful artwork that you're gonna create for the next couple of hours, you are gonna have such a good time. Trust me, creative outlets can save your life and really de-stress your life. And that's what I want for you. So laugh, enjoy, make some happy accidents. It's okay to make happy accidents. Now, if you wanna know how to actually follow along and paint with Bob Ross, hey, guess what? That's gonna be one of our next videos coming up, because it's really gonna fill in a lot of the gaps and things that may not make sense to you, that me will take you through and hold your hand and lead you to an awesome artwork. But until then, you can work yourself onto these painting tutorials right here, which are simple and easy, just like me on a second date. Trust me, they're gonna be fantastic. Hey, again, just like me on a second date. I can't wait to see you guys in our next video. Take care, miss you already, and of course, peace.